everybody, now we're all back. We've worked it all out, we've tallied it all up. But before we announce who the winners are, we're going to, everyone's going to talk about the missions that they played, give a little bit of feedback, make sure that we end on a positive point about each mission, because, to be honest, we're all friends here. It's all in the Foundry. And to be honest, there's really very few bad Foundry missions. Every Foundry mission has potential, I think. Except for exploits, but then they have potential in their own way. But hey ho. So we'll start
those
off.
Who value them, but
exactly, yes. There is a mission out there for everyone. So yeah, even if we didn't like it, then someone will. I think it's the best way. Someone put it to me once. But anyway, we'll start off with Cormac the Blue's distress signal. So who was it who played that again?
I reviewed that one.
Excellent. So give us a little bit about what you thought.
Well, quick overview. Basically, you're sent in to check out this abandoned ship that has been sending out a regular distress signal. You beam over, can't translating anything. You eventually access one of the consoles, and the alien race who owns it shows up and accuses you of stealing. And this kind of spirals out into a massive diplomatic incident where they're trying to exact revenge on you for stealing something that wasn't on the ship when you got there. It was definitely an interesting mission, and I liked how the author worked in kind of that diplomacy breaking down through a lack of communication. The downside of this is that it was a little convenient that the ships, which is of a race that Starfleet has never encountered, is just abandoned in Federation space, yet the alien race who owns it suddenly shows up in force to accuse you of stealing. I mean, how did this ship get there? How is it that the Federation never heard of this race before? Stuff like that. It also really is set up as a first part, and I suspect the author did this because he ran out of time. So the story just gets started, and that's about it. I would really like to see this in the future fully fleshed out, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. The good parts, he had some very nice atmospheric effects on the map, and so it kind of carried the feeling of this abandoned ship pretty well. I thought he made good use of the lighting. The ship itself was kind of cool because it was a construct of looked like some damaged satellites put together. I found the battles to be very challenging, but not too hard for me, without doing just overwhelming you or putting a million of them that you have to kill. So I thought the combat was good. And I think that's about it.
Okay, cool. Was there anything in particular that sort of jumped out as you as being what to finish off on each one? I think we'll ask what was the best bit and what was the worst. Well, what was the worst bit and then what was the best bit? Each mission.
Worst bit, I think, was just that the mission wasn't a complete story as it was. The best bit, I think, was probably I think the portrayal of the aliens was cool, and especially I really loved the way that he used the lack of or inability for the universal translator to translate as the means to instigating this conflict. It's not something I've really seen in a Foundry mission before.
Okay then, that's so that was Distress Signal by Cormac the Blue. Now we're on to Bleeding Heart by G. Wilson 3. So who had that one?
That was me.
Okay, Andrew, take it away.
It was an alright mission, I'll say that. There were the good things I liked about it. It was kind of the costume design was really good. The costume design was really good, and the plot was well thought out. It could have had good potential. and I know I just said the plot was well thought out, but it was quite thin as well. Like, it's the whole premise to the plot was there is a planet which there's a Klingon orphanage down there, and the Klingon side it's got a big mine deposit basically, or some rare minerals. So they want to place a big mine, get these minerals, and basically the orphanage is in the way, and they don't go burn through this orphanage. So your mission is to go and save the orphanage, help them move out before the drill gets there. And it's a really kind of feel-good plot. Like, it really feel good. Because, well, you're saving orphans, basically. But when you get into the orphanage, there's just kind of packs of, I think they were called jackal mastiffs. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with that if they had explained why the jackal mastiffs were there. Like if they said it'd been infested by a pack of jackal mastiffs, I would have been totally fine with that, because those mastiffs, they look cool. They were white, and there were some mature ones, they had different levels and stuff, and it was different than just a pack of Klingons. And so apart from that, and then once you got out of into the space sector, you instantly get attacked by some Klingon, I can't remember what kind of ships they were, but you instantly just get attacked by these Klingons. Suddenly they won't allow this orphan shuttle to leave the sector, which was quite confusing because it was Klingon orphans that were trying to leave the sector, and I didn't understand why the Klingons would want to kill their own shuttle. So maybe if that was a bit clearer, but everything else was pretty good. Like, kind of the map design was good, the costume design was good, and the plot had a good premise. It was a really good premise, and that's all I have to say, really.
Okay, so best bit and worst bit, or worst bit and best bit? Was there anything that just stands out, or did I just blank on it and my brain decided to miss out what you said?
Worst bit, I would say the plot. Best bit, I would say the plot, if that makes sense.
So there are parts of it that you thought were.
The plot, like I said, the plot had a really good premise. It could really be quite good and make you feel quite good for saving a whole pack of, well, not a whole pack, but a whole group of orphans.
Okay.
But just again, it didn't kind of go into enough detail.
Cool. Awesome. Okay then. Next up we have. Oh, if my computer allows me to catch up, because for some reason it's sort of dying slightly. Okay, The Sword of the Kuvag Ma by K.R. Walcott. I think probably by the live stream, you could tell that we all enjoyed this mission. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. You also, basic premise, you go to a place, you're sent to back up a ship, that's, a Saber-class ship that's been attacked. When you get in, you have to attack you have to fight your way through various waves of enemies and fight your way to the ship. Beam down to the ship, you talk to the captain of it. Basically, then you just go off and kill some more Klingons on the ship. Make sure it's all less Klingon-y, and then we beam back up basically and shoot some more Klingons, and that's about it. When you look back at it, it's actually a fairly simple, straightforward mission. And it did not scale that well for groups. It was just a lot of ships, a hell of a lot. I've seen worse, but there were a lot of ships there. I don't know how it would have been for a single player. Probably a lot easier and a lot quicker. But that's not a bad thing, I suppose. It just took quite a while. What else? The dialogue was great, especially that one particular piece of dialogue. It was in your face humor, taking the piss of the game, and sort of really just so many sci-fi things where the big boss leaves their underling there, and you always wonder, well, why don't they go and say, why don't they say, well, why are you going back up there? Aren't you going to help us win? Don't you think we can win, sort of thing? So yeah, we loved that mission just for that. That's what made that mission good. Best thing, map design on that second map and on the ground map rather, and and that one dialogue. Those are the best things. Worst, I think it was quite short. At least if you're playing it single player, it's probably quite short, and there was a lot of combat. So, combat to story ratio, there was a lot more combat than there was story. I think really that's the big bad thing for me. There just needed to be a little bit more story there. I mean, it was a good mission on its own, but I think there could have been more done with it. Okay, so next one is the Elena incident. So Bazag, I think, is going to take away with that one. That's Hippie John's mission.
Yes, because apparently no one else has a level 50 Klingon. I took this one. The basic premise is that I need to do a bit of introduction first, actually. There is a daily mission in the Etherodani sector, where you can go and earn some dilithium and get what's called deuterium surplus. And that's available via the Alena system. And basically it follows on from that, because they pick up a dress call, and they send the people who do the depot there have got to send out a dress call for your help. And so you come, you take on a true way forces that come in and try and take the deuterium, and there's a Starfleet guy that comes in and messes things up that you kill as well. Because interfering Starfleet types, they're always getting in your Klingon's way. Well, in my case, Lethian. So you deal down, you sort that out, you kill the Cardassians. The Cardassians are as I said, typically Cardassian, and they're well written. But that's not it. You haven't met Ambassador Farrat yet. So after some time in the story, there's some Ferengi has charged you with there's some charges placed against you for attacking this Starfleet guy randomly within the Ferengi legal system, which apparently is a bar. Well, has hired a bar anyway. And so yes, and then the Ryan Slave girls and then Umox references. And you have because you helped out this Ferengi, saved his life, he owes you a debt. So you call him a debt, and the Grum, the judge, before even hearing any of the judgments, rules in your favor. So that's all good.
So proper Ferengi then.
Proper Ferengi stuff. I had a good time playing it. The combat is good. Not too much, but still, decent amount for a boarding party, and there are some onboard base station security as well that'll help you, which really should be there on a base station. A lot of the maps were fairly standard. Some with minor customization, but apparently he did painstakingly recreate the space map from the Alena system daily event. So that's some that is quite a good decent amount of work. So I particularly enjoyed it. The worst part, as I said, was the maps. The best part was just the it was the Cardassians and the Ferengi, pretty much.
Awesome. Right. So next we have. Oh, do you have to go, Baz? By the way, or
Yes, unfortunately, I have to go. So I'll be heading off. So it's been a great pleasure to be here again, and thanks for creating these missions.
Thanks for being here, Baz.
Thanks, Baz.
Have a good day.
Later.
And thanks for waking up so early. Okay, next. What else do we have? We have Rescue 101 by Realm 82. So, and Paul, I think you played that?
That is mine, yes. Rescue 101. I really like this mission. I really did. I like the plot. It's a basic rescue mission, but it was done very, very well. The map design for the mission was outstanding. For 18 hours, it was very, very well done. You had that Klingon interior, that building with the generator and all that. The shuttle bay. There was just a lot of good in this mission. It ran long, which was the problem. I know, probably attributing it to the scaling. In the editor, it probably was a lot easier to defeat these enemies, but there were ships everywhere. After each, to get to an objective, you'd have to beat an enemy. Or, after you get to certain steps, you have to beat an enemy. And there were plenty of ships, and plenty of ground forces, and they were just hard. At Admiral level, they were hard. Klingons get very, very nasty at that level. And not that they were impossible to defeat, but it's time-consuming. So that's pretty much, and except for me getting lost for a couple of minutes, but towards the end, it also made the mission run long. But the plot was good. The dialogue was very well written. I found a couple of minor typos, and the characters he wrote for were right on the money. He had great Ferengi in this mission. And it was, all in all, a great time. I really, really enjoyed it, and sorry I didn't get to finish it. But I'm going to finish it right after we wrap up. Because we're on the last map now, and I want to rate it. And because I think it was a great mission, I really do. But, you got to look ahead a little bit to the scaling and say, how's this going to work out at level 50 versus, level 25. And it went long because of it. Like I said, though, it wasn't impossible. I was getting through it. The only time I died during the mission is when I stopped concentrating on what I was doing and just tried to get out of there. But
I suppose that's always something that people have to remember is the scaling up to when what's it going to play like at Vice Admiral, and it is quite hard to test, especially when we have such a short amount of time. But it's something we have to think about is how other players are going to be able to complete it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, for a 20-hour mission, it was, it was good, very, very good.
Excellent.
I
was
just going to say the worst thing was the scaling problem. The best thing, there were a lot of best things. Dialogue, maps, and, story was good. But I have yet to finish it to see how it wraps up, so I don't want to say too much about story. That's it.
Cool. So just one more mission to talk about, and then we'll announce the winners. So I played Before and After by Seth Power 121. Starting off, it's basically you have to go to the Briar Patch, although you don't actually go to the Briar Patch. You go to. You see, I'm a little confused by the story, just a little bit. You start off, you're supposed to go to the Briar Patch, and you have to, you you are on your ship, you're in your ready room, that you suddenly detect a ship heading for the wormhole, the Bajoran wormhole, and you try to intercept it. The ship fires a weapon at the wormhole, and then anomalies appear. You sort of are a bit upset that they've managed to do that, and you weren't able to catch them. Then you hit your head off the desk, and then you pass out. You wake up in a medical in your sick bay, and you talk to your Commander Hart, who's your temporary sick bay person, and then you go back out into space and you face off against a group of Dominion ships, and it hints that you're actually not in the same place as you were. It's like there's the race of the Forerunners control the area, so it's all a little. It is cliffhanger basically at the end. I would say that it doesn't appear to be. It's a forced cliffhanger. It's more like there wasn't really much story introduced to then go forward to make you want to go and play the next mission, to make you go after the cliffhanger. I think that's probably what I'd say about it. It was an interesting use of maps. There were a couple of little things you should do with the maps to tidy it up, and there were a couple of holes here and there, but it was a nice start to it. And I would actually say it's a good start to a mission. You have the basis there to actually make it a good mission. A fair few spelling and grammar mistakes, but nothing that a couple of passes wouldn't fix. And like I said, a little bit of tidying up. But worst thing, too short. Oh, and it didn't actually tell me where to go. The mission didn't tell me where to go at all, so Seth had to actually send me a message on Skype telling me where to go, and then I went to the wrong place because I went to the Briar Patch when actually it was supposed to be the Badlands and everything. But I think just tidying up the story a little bit and tidying up the maps, but you do have a good premise there, and it's certainly something I would be interested to see develop. So if you make it longer, make it give us more about these Forerunners, make it sort of give them more of a hook to bring you in, and actually you have a pretty good mission going there. So I think that's it for every mission. Have we talked about them all? Yes?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So, just before we announce the winners, I'd like to say that well done to everyone who's entered. It is tough making a mission in 28 hours, as I'm sure you very well now know. It's a lot of fun, though, I hope. And I hope that one day you'll come back and join us to do it again in the distant future. Don't worry, you have plenty of time to rest. Everyone who has entered will be receiving a mirror lockbox ship of some variety. That's just whether you've been awarded another prize or not, you will receive this. And Captain P.F. Dennis will send you a mail about that soon. You'll have a choice of them. So we've got all your @ handles. So look for the next, over the next week or so and check your in-game mails, and he'll be in contact with you about that. It's Captain P.F. Dennis. Now, the winner. Shall we do descending order from the very top, or the overall winner?
Let's
let's
go from the bottom up, no?
Yeah. Let's
Winner
finish
last.
with the overall winner.
Yeah.
Okay then. So, to be honest, these aren't actually really placed in any particular order. These are just there. They're just different prizes. So as a runner-up, Seth Power 121, before and after. Like I said, you have good premise, just work on it a bit more, and it could actually be a really good mission, and a nice, enjoyable thing to go and play. Right. Then we have the honorable mention. Unfortunately, because it went over 45 minutes quite severely, probably because of scaling, but unfortunately anyway, we had to do it. The honorable mention goes to Relim Time 82's Rescue 101. Great mission. Paul really, really enjoyed it. It scored very highly. Let me just say very, very highly. And congratulations. You will be receiving, for your honorable mention, in addition to the ship, you will also receive, a rare console, or weapon of some kind. Most likely did we decide it was going to be the, polarized,
Yeah, I've
beam
several,
weapons?
so
Yeah. That's most likely what you will get. Again, you'll receive a message from Paul about that. Well done. Very nice mission. Next, in no particular order, we'll go for the best first time mission. This is for the author who hasn't created the mission before, and obviously, and that goes to, G. Wilson 3, Bleeding Heart. Who was it who did this mission again? Andrew? Was it?
G. Wilson 3.
Yeah. So sorry, yes, it was you that did it, wasn't it? That you played it through it.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, cool. Andrew did enjoy the premise, thought it was certainly a good place to start. Personally, I think if, from what he was saying, it will be a great mission, particularly as you are a first time author. Seriously? Great. And just, if you have any questions or anything, just come to Starbase UGC chat. We're someone always there. I mean, we have Bazag, and he's Australian. He's there. So, we have people there all the time.
And I'm there, usually.
And he's there, and I'm
all
there.
Night and all morning.
People are there. So, seriously, just come along anytime. We'll be there. Happy we'll check out your mission. Sounds like you have a really good starting place, so just keep up the good work. You'll also be receiving a prize from, you'll also be receiving stuff from Paul. But in addition, you will also be receiving, from Brandon, the community manager, you'll receive an in-game mail, about a choice of costumes. You've won either you've won a choice of the Enterprise uniform, the TOS formal uniform, TOS tunic, or the TOS medical uniforms. So you'll receive a message from Brandon about that as well. Now, where am I? Best non-first time mission goes to the Elena Incident Hippie John's mission. It scored pretty darn highly. It was very good. It was well liked. Sorry, who was it who played that one again?
Which one?
The Elena Incident.
That was Baz, I think.
So it was, sorry, yes. Yes, but Zach enjoyed it. It was a good mission. A couple of things to tidy up, but he talked about that. But yeah, fantastic mission. You'll be receiving the same awards as G. Wilson 3 for Bleeding Heart, so you'll get the choice of the costumes, and as well as the console and the mirror ship. Now on to the best combat mission. This goes to Cormac the Blues Distress Signal. It was Green Dragoon that did that, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. It scored quite highly. Good mission. Well-rounded it seemed to be. Again, a few things that should be tidied and changed, but again, it was 28 hours, so you can't expect genius.
Yeah, I mean, fleshing out the story, and this could be a really good mission.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll receive exactly the same awards, and yeah, that's that. So if I just keep repeating them, I feel like I'll be parroting them. People just get bored. People are already bored, I'm sure. And now the overall winner, which probably doesn't come as much of a surprise. However, it was very, very close. Let me just say that. Very, very close score-wise. The winner is K.R. Walcott with The Sword of the Kuvag Ma. This, we all enjoyed. It made us laugh. It was to me, there was a wow moment, and it got 5 stars. It was fun. The map was good. It actually, to me, it made it seem like it was longer than it actually was. Like 3 maps, that actually felt to me like it was a 5-map mission, or it felt
Each map
longer.
had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Perhaps play around with the NPCs a bit, with the mob spawning, and add in a bit more story here and there just to sort of balance it out, because there was a lot of combat. But, like I said, that one dialogue, that made it for me. And the map, the interior map was very, very well done. So, the overall winner, Sword of the Kuvagmar, will be receiving, the Foundry Spotlight. So check it out soon. Brandon will be in touch with you about that. There are a couple of things you'll have to do just to ensure that you get all spotlights, etc., etc. But very well done to that. In addition to that, you'll also be receiving 1,000 STO C-Store promo points, which once redeemed, they'll actually become 1,250 STO promo Zen points that you can spend in the C-Store and do all that wonderful stuff with, or even turn into dilithium if you so desire. So, again, you'll get a message from Brandon about that. And yes, I think that's everything.
Just one bit of advice about it, though. Chances are, you'll be told to polish it up as best you can, because you're going to end up losing editorial privilege. You're not going to be able to touch it. So, in the meantime, between now and the time Brandon contacts you, I would go in there and fix anything you need to fix, do any additions, deletions, any changes, and, because you're not going to be able to do them again.
And I will say, guys, everyone that took part, they were good. Each mission was good. It had good points. Every mission had bad points as well. But we focus on the good here because we're all friends. And we
Everyone brings something different to the Foundry, which is just an incredible thing to see.
Yeah. And it's such a diverse community. We have people from all around the world, from completely different backgrounds, etc., etc. And yeah, that's just...
it's a great community.
Yeah. And please... if you are new to the Foundry or old to the Foundry and just haven't been part of the Star Wars UGC community, whatever, come and join us. Come and say hello. There's someone in the chat 24/7, 365 days of the year, because we're that sad.
You don't have to wait for an FAA, the Foundry Authors Academy, for help. You can come in anytime.
There's always someone there, and if someone isn't there at that moment in time who can answer your question, chances are come back another day or just in a couple of hours and someone else will be there. If you're in an odd time zone, then perhaps you may have an issue. But if you're in an American time zone or a European time zone or even an Australian time zone, chances are there's someone there that can help you. So let me run down that from descending order from the very top. Overall winner, Sword of the Kuvagmar by K.R. Walcott. Best combat mission, Cormac the Blue with his Distress Signal. Best first time author, Bleeding Heart by G. Wilson 3. Best non-first time mission, the Elena Incident by Hippie John. Then the runner-up was Seth Power 121's Before and After, and an honourable mention goes to Relin Time 82 and his Rescue 101. So I think that's everything. You'll be able to catch all this on YouTube. Yeah, that's about it. Please, everyone, keep going. Seriously. Fantastic missions, everybody, especially in such a short amount of time. It really does show you how much you can do. Even if you're a complete beginner, it shows you just how much you can get done in such a short amount of time. And it really makes you think about how to use the Foundry. I hope you'll certainly all join us again in the future. When we do one of these again, and you'll be able to and perhaps even some of the new authors now will be the teachers for the next time. I don't know. We'll see. So yes, I'd like to thank everyone who has helped out in the past 6 weeks. So we have, I'm going to forget someone, but anyway, Slickrick 1701E, Bazag, Commodore Bob, Captain PF Dennis, of course, who's done all the live streaming and has been so good, even in the face of personal loss and everything. Fantastic.
Thank you.
We have Green Dragoon, who has been very helpful. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy you're here. We've had Carbon Unit 13, who was fantastic at giving advice to people. Who else did we have? I know I'm missing people. Yes, Sky Dawn. Sky Dawn was absolutely fantastic as well. He helped a lot. I know there's somebody else. I just can't remember who it is.
Was Drogon on?
Was Drogon part? I can't remember. I'll just say thanks.
Not that I know of.
1701E, Drogon 1701 anyway, because Drogon is good. And of course myself, because myself. And very much to Brandon Feltzer for helping us. And seriously, without cryptic support, it wouldn't be nearly as good. Even though it was pretty poor anyway. We hope it will be better. We learned a lot, and it will be better in the future. And I hope everyone learns a lot from it as well. So thank you very much, Cryptic, for helping support us.
What about Andrew over there?
Well, I was just about to say, but now you've taken the thunder away. Thank you very much, Andrew, for dropping by and for helping William last
It's fine. It's my pleasure.
You're a great help. Even though it is now 1:20 in the morning. Yay!
It's 1:20, and I really want to grab my ukulele that's right beside me and play us out, but I won't.
Well, you shall in a moment. You shall, Andrew. You shall play us out. We thank you very much, everyone, and seriously to everyone who has been here and watched. You have been fantastic. Without your support, this wouldn't have been anything. Please tell your friends about it for next time. Of course, all of this will be available on YouTube. Please subscribe to youtube.com/Cerberus Films. We post tutorials, gameplay videos, mission reviews, Primetime UGC, which is just the best show of all. I think everyone can agree, you know. The Foundry Roundtable is going to be joining us there. Broadcast UGC will be coming back, and generally it's going to be awesome times in the future. Check out StarBaseUGC.com for all the latest tutorials and help. Check out chat on StarBaseUGC.com, all that jazz. Thank you very much, guys. I'm rambling. You've been awesome. I've been minorly. I've been slightly amusing and generally crazy, and everybody else has been wonderful.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Play us. Play.
Oh, play.
Play, Andrew.